2 or 3 ways of playing with this breathing. The key is to make it complete. One of the ways you've stopped your breathing is you've gotten scared and you go, and you stop right there. Guess what gets stored right at that point of that stopping of your breath? Your fear pictures, right there. So if you can breathe in a circular way, I'm just calling it circular, as in continuous, uninterrupted, and it's something where you take in the breath, and then it kind of just rolls, and then it's the exhale, and then it starts as the inhale, and it just is this nice, smooth, continuous breath. One of the things you do with the breath is you begin to significantly disrupt your fear pictures because they're stored here, or immediate exhale and they're stored here. So relatively above the crown chakra and just at the base of the first chakra is where a tremendous amount of your cutting yourself off exists. So that's where it's placed. A lot of times those fear pictures do 2 things. One, they cut off your access to your flow. The infinite intelligence of the universe is found in the breath. It's absolutely true. You get into this nice, smooth breathing rhythm, and you'll find the entire body shifts into a state of balance, and you'll find your access to all of the answers where the question is asked will be effortless if you can just stay in this. The other thing you'll find is in playing with certainty and seniority and personal power, combined with the breath, you get to just stand there in any event going on around you, and it goes on around you. You just sit there, and in that moment, you just get to kind of watch the whole event, and then you get to choose your action. When the breath is cut off, what you've learned how to do is shoot, ready, aim. You react, and then you go, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way, right? And then you got to back out of what you just created. Shoot, ready, aim. In this space, you get to observe, you get to choose, and then you get to act. You get to step into the part of the opportunity that allows you to not get whacked or not become the effect at first. Then you start to recognize, I can influence this opportunity as I pay attention to what's going on. The fire in the building is occurring, and if you shoot, ready, aim, good luck, whatever happens, and maybe you come out, maybe you don't come out. But if you simply take a breath and then look around for the exits, your opportunity to be successful at your action makes more sense. So this breathing is huge, and it really is the foundation of everything that we did. What I'd like you to do is see if you can count just 6 breaths. Follow the breath all the way through the circle, whatever that circle means to you, and roll it over at the bottom, roll it over at the top, continuous breath. Count 6 breaths at the same point of each breath. And would you breathe? Now, as you're doing this, you also might find that you've stopped doing it and your mind wanders. No problem if that occurs. You start thinking part of what you're thinking, and you forget that you were breathing. That's very common. But what you start to hit is the pictures that have been stored at the top and the bottom of the breath. They're distracting. You start finding you have these thoughts. The thoughts are in the pictures stored at the breathing points. After a little while, the breathing starts to breathe you. And you have to literally change your entire attention point to interrupt the breath. The key is, can you keep it going? Because soon as the mind engages, the mind will distract your breathing pattern. Staying in this rhythmic breath and cleaning out these layers of pictures will allow you to stay much more in the moment, and then with all this construction we're playing in. It's a very focused space. Now, when you open your eyes, just continue the breath. Now, as you open your eyes, continue the breath, and just without thinking, continue to count 6 more breaths. And just look around, but don't focus on anything or think. Just stay aware of counting the breath. 6 breaths. Continue the breath. When you get to this point, just count 3 more, but pay attention to it as it rolls over the top. Just notice the whole rolling over, whatever that means to you, and notice the rolling over at the bottom from the exhale into the inhale and back 3 times. And just follow that whole loop, but pay attention to the rolling points. Okay, now, do you notice that you're a little more relaxed? Part of the reason you're relaxed, if that's accurate, is not because of the breathing. It's because you weren't thinking through most of that process. Your attention point simply went on, follow the instruction, count the breaths. A combination of breathing and not thinking. Of all the things you can possibly do to get to where you were a little while ago, it's this piece of work right here, the breathing, that will make it. In this next exercise, we're going to play in such a way that first we'll breathe, and then I'll show you what happens when you start to look at what prana is versus air coming into your lungs. It's actually definable in your space. Would you just go ahead and close your eyes? Be happy. Without any effort, would you simply be aware of the octahedron that's around the body? Just notice it. Would you allow the field to vibrate at 10% of the speed of light? Just notice it. There's no work involved. Just be at 10% of the speed of light looking at the octahedron. Now, are you there? The answer looks like yes. Was it hard to get here? Did it take a lot of work to do this? Now, very simply, would you take the field from 10% and would you move it to 30% of the speed of light? Just be there, no effort required. You'll feel a little stepping up in the body. Be entertained with yourself, and would you breathe? Just 3 breaths right at this 30%. Would you simply just be aware of 3 breaths and hold this frequency? No thinking required. Now would you just simply turn the field from 30% back to 10% and notice the change. Continue to breathe. Okay. Just notice what happened as it dropped back. Now, would you bring the field again back to 30% of the speed of light? Be aware of the sphere of light that surrounds you. Would you take it to 60% of the speed of light? Continue to breathe. Just bring it up to that speed. See if you can continue the circular breath. It's just a resistance point. Breathe right into the places where it gets tight if it gets tight. Be happy. No, be very focused. Be aware of the breath. Be aware of yourself in the chair. Be aware of yourself in the room. Be aware of yourself at the 60% speed of light. Now, I'd like you to be completely aware, and in a second I'm going to say to you, just from the awareness, I want you to just open your eyes and not think. Just simply see the room. Don't focus on anything. Don't label anything or identify anything by name. I want you to simply just be aware of yourself consciously. Open your eyes right now. Just look around. Just simply open your eyelids. Hold the field. Take one breath. And then close your eyes. It's fully aware. Just all you're doing is closing your eyelids. The only thing that's changing is your eyelids are going up and down. Continue to breathe. No thinking. Like yourself. Relax the body. You bring the field from 60% back to 30%. Just notice the difference. Be happy. Bring the field from 30% back to 10%. Be powerful, commanding while you breathe. What other people think of you is none of your business. Your business is about your business. Like yourself, be aware of your breath. No work required. Now see if you can hear this statement. As you sit right where you sit, there is no work required. There is nothing to do. When you get out of the doing mode, you get to simply put your attention point on that in simultaneous time that you wish to see, and it is appearing before you. Just like you did a moment ago when I said, look for the fairies, they were there. The Pegasus was there by changing your attention point. No work required. No effort expended. Be aware of the breath. Okay. Now, be completely aware of yourself. Be focused right where you are, and simply just breathe your eyes open without really thinking. Just like yourself. Good. It's not your awareness that changes when you open your eyes. Your awareness is your awareness. Your eyelids are just simply going up and down. What you've trained yourself to do is close your eyes and do something. Go into another space. There's no reason to go anywhere. So when you open your eyes, be fully aware, and then just simply open your eyes and be as conscious as you are with your eyes open. As your eyes closed, just be completely conscious. All of this is just simply restructuring, repositioning yourself. We're rotating you into a balanced position. You are doing it. And as you move into the balanced position, your ability to hang on to I'm not okay, whatever that looks like for you, has no place to fit. You can't be aligned and not okay. So if I fix I'm not okay, therefore I will be okay. That's the strategy most of you use. Would you like to change the strategy that I am okay and simply go to okay? In okay, law of attraction, that which says I'm not okay cannot exist in my reality. Which is a little easier to do. It is not what you're used to, though. Take a deep breath. There's nothing arbitrary about what we're doing right now. Did you stop breathing? Oh yeah, I had to think. There's a breathing tube that runs from the point above you to the point below you. The heart is the center point of the breathing tube. You're going to breathe in a little different manner. You're going to breathe in from the top and the bottom simultaneously into the heart. It's going to be a continuous flowing breath. It stays in that circular pattern. You just continue to breathe in, but you're simply going to breathe into the heart, and as you get to the exhale, you're going to breathe out spherically from the heart. So it's going to be an exhale in all directions. Right? This is a very powerful part of the breath. So close your eyes, play with this. Be entertained with yourself as you do this. Now, like yourself, but you find the feeling of the fairies or the angels or the animals. Same feeling you had a little while ago, still there, completely available. And breathe. Now, on the next inhale, the prana energy, the infinite intelligence, comes in on the in-breath and moves out on the exhale. As you exhale, feel the exhale coming from the heart, not the exhale from the lungs. Let the in-breath air flow smoothly, and then just push out the pranic energy. You may feel a rough sensation in the chakra as it leaves. You may feel an airy sensation, a light sensation. You might have a sensation of color. There is a distinction between the air coming into the lungs and the prana filling the heart. Now, notice the body. Did it get relaxed? Has it gotten quieter? Has the analyzer stopped being so active? Can you simply like yourself? You are pretty amazing. A single, unique dot of light in all of the universe. Be happy. Now be aware of the breath. Be aware of sitting in the space you're sitting in. Be fully conscious as if you had your eyes open. Be completely conscious right now so that in a second as you open your eyes, the only thing that changes is your eyelids open. There's no fluctuation in your attention point. Just go ahead and breathe your eyes open. Like yourself. Now, continue to breathe. Don't change anything. See if you can just stay right in that breathing space. And would you feel a sense of being in charge, in command of yourself? Just feel that sensation. No apology. Just simply, I like me. I'm right here. And I'm in charge. Every time you say that, you rewire an aspect of yourself that you have moved away from. You start to get into this place. There's no competition. There's nobody invalidating you. There's nothing that says you can't do anything. You just basically start to hit a space that you know really intimately, except you don't know it intimately in this body. So all we're doing is rewiring old patterns back into your manner of doing things. Like yourself. Be aware of your breath. You just simply follow 3 breaths into the heart through the breathing tube, exhaling and repeating. Be completely aware of yourself. Be powerful. Be commanding. Be happy. And would you simply breathe your eyes open in as clear of awareness as you can be, and like yourself. Like to get up, walk around, make the body a little more real, take your time. See if you just hold on to this rather than moving out of it though as you walk around.